MakinNoizeTV, it's your boy Church Easy, and welcome everybody to the new sports show, SportsNoize on MakinNoizeTV, man, where we're having a sports debate between two former athletes. On my right, I got my boy JD, and on my left, I got my boy Keida Rutland, former Southeast High School star and former TSU, Tennessee State University Tiger, you heard me? So, first topic we got going on today, man, is the Colin Kaepernick situation, man. You know, Colin Kaepernick refuses to stand up for the national anthem and put his hand over his heart and I guess acknowledge the national anthem for his own personal reasons. How do you guys feel about his stance, and is it the right place to do it in the right time, or what's going on? How you feel about it? What's your thoughts on it, JD?
I feel it is the right place. As an athlete, you got one of the biggest voices to reach people, because you're a role model. Everyone's looking up to you, from adults to kids in itself. Colin speaking out, I feel like what his stance is on, there's nothing wrong with it. He feels like the country's not standing up for what we so-called preach. And like I say, he may not be able to reach everybody, but just after one game, he had a teammate from not a teammate, but a player from another team sit out with him, Jeremy Lane for the Seahawks. He had a teammate, safety Eric Reed, sit out with him during the national anthem. So even if he's not reaching everybody, he's reaching someone. It wouldn't be gaining as much attention if it wasn't reaching the masses, and I feel like there's no better place to stand than what he's doing right now.
Keita?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that part. I feel he wanted to make a statement, and he wanted to get his message out there, and that's the only way he could grab the attention. So I have no problem with what he did. He's entitled to his opinion and what he'd like to do. That's the whole point of the First Amendment, freedom of speech. It's a non-violent way. So I just kind of feel like he did it the way he wanted to do it, which his goal was to get the message out there and just get the attention. Now he's sparking up conversations. He got other athletes following behind him, and you just go from here.
Now, do y'all think, like what you said, he has other players doing it? Now, if that goes on and it starts to cause a domino effect, do you think that could be bad for the league, or bad for these guys' reputations, or bad for their images? How you feel about that?
No, not necessarily, for the simple fact that there's not going to be a stop football. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing as far as sports entertainment. There's no bigger thing than football, I feel like, in our country. Everybody's waiting on that. I feel like he's just, granted he did it, and I'm glad he did, so he's the one to take the initial step. I feel like he's just not a big enough person to do it, so they're going to try to kind of sweep it up under the rug. I feel like if it was someone bigger, like, say, LeBron.
Tom Brady did it.
Tom Brady in enough trouble, man.
Tom Brady
but I feel like it would be bigger than Cap not standing for it, just because they're a bigger name, they're a bigger voice. More people are going to go with what they're saying. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's going to reach somebody. It's reaching the masses. It wouldn't garner the attention it's getting right now if it wasn't something worth doing so.
Well, I don't think it'll ruin anybody's brand. I mean, everybody already has their own opinions about athletes, whether it's pros or cons anyway. So I don't think it won't ruin the brand. As worse as it could already be, whatever opinions people have. Mm-hmm. I do think, well, he did just do a post-game interview, and he mentioned that this is not a distraction to him as far as football goes. He mentioned that 10 to 12 hours a day he's still working on his craft and working with his teammates. All this is in his own personal time. Mm-hmm. He's setting up different organizations and doing different things to try to get the outreach for people who he feels that are being mistreated, or police brutality, or whatever other things he has going on. So I feel like just him getting the ball rolling, like you said.
Yeah.
Getting the ball rolling, then others will come and go forth, and then hopefully he said his ultimate goal was to see change in the policies and the way that things are being handled.
So basically, both of y'all think what he's doing is good.
I think what he's doing is good. My only thing is, you know, the backlash that he's getting. They're trying to, you know, put it on the military, saying he's disrespecting the military, which he's clearly making sure that's not what he's doing. That's not. He has total respect for the military. He has friends and family, and he does have friends and family who are police officers. And one statement that I heard him make was, you know, he's doing this for the good guys, you know, who get the bad rep, because some cops, not all cops are, you know, doing what they're trained to do.
Now it's pig socks. Keita, you are a sock man. You always got some different kind of crazy socks on, man. This man got a million socks. Colin Kaepernick wore some pig socks. Pigs with, pig faces with police hats on.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? Was that the wrong thing to do? Was it the right thing to do? Is it just a expression of his First Amendment rights, his freedom of speech?
It's just an expression of his First Amendment right. I mean, I don't think he made the socks. So if you want to take it that far, who manufactured the socks? Who printed it out? You know what I mean? Who stitched?
So you want to know who made the socks first?
I mean,
you might got them custom made.
Well, okay, you can't blame him for putting them on. Somebody had to put it together before he put it on his foot. I think socks is just, you know, an expression, creativity. You know, I'm with different designs and things like that. But I mean, if he wants to wear them.
Is that anti-police?
I don't believe so.
Wearing pig socks with the police hat on the top of the pig face is not anti-police. What do you think?
That necessarily I believe is anti-police.
I think they're just socks.
I think that's anti-police, but he's also said, after they asked him about the socks, after he wore them in practice that day, he said he's worn them before. There was no backlash, no controversy when he's worn them before he decided to sit out for the national anthem. But all of a sudden now he sit out for the national anthem. Now all of a sudden he's against America, he's against police, he's against the military. Now all of a sudden he has a problem with everybody because he wears them. But before, when he's worn them, we ain't seen none of this. Did you see it? I ain't know nothing about it. He said he's been worn them. Then at that, it's on the practice field on Sundays when he goes out there for the game. He's in the NFL uniform that they have in their policy of what you have to wear and this and that. On the practice field, players wear numbers that's not necessarily their number that they wear on Sundays and this and that. So all of a sudden is what he wears on the practice field a problem with what he does on Sunday. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
We're talking about practice, man.
We're talking about practice, man.
Practice.
Not a game.
Not the game.
Not a game, but practice.
Dominique Roger-Cromartie, Odell Beckham. One of these guys is a guy all of us know personally, Mr. Dominique Roger-Cromartie. Both of these guys are New York Giants football players.
TSU stand up.
They have been cited on social media. I guess Odell, they was in the tub singing Sexual Healing, and Dominique is inside the hot tub and then comes out in front of Odell. I don't know what's going on in the hot tub, in the Giants locker room, whatever the hell they got going on. I don't know, but what are your honest opinions? And we all know Dominique, so I don't want this to be any kind of hard for you to do, but that's your homie. That's your homie. That's my homie. Give it to him the real.
Me?
Yeah. Keita, you go first.
Wait.
Okay, so I honestly I think it's nothing. I think it's nothing. I feel like, okay, they have these facilities in the locker rooms to help you recover. I don't know why you want to Snapchat all that kind of stuff going on in there, but I honestly think if Odell was singing a different song, this wouldn't even be an issue. If he was singing some Jeezy or some T.I., like, this would be nothing. That's just my opinion. What do you think?
Granted, it's Odell. He's had his suspect moments. Everybody in the just period wants Odell to be gay. I don't know if he is, if he's not. Everybody wants Odell to be gay. The fact that Dominique saying it, he's had 100 snaps where he's coming out the water doing the exact same thing, whether it's been with Odell or not. He's been doing it on Snapchat. All of a sudden it's with the man who they want to portray or want to be gay. Now all of a sudden it's a big thing. Granted, I'm not going to do it. I ain't going to be coming up out the water like that and this and that. But everybody, like you said, everybody knows him. We all know. That's Dominique.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So at the end of the day, granted, I wouldn't do it, and it may look like that to others who, you know what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, that's lonely. So
Yeah, we know he ain't suspect. We know he ain't gay or nothing like that, but
I just feel like if he was singing any other song, would this be an issue?
so he just picked the wrong choice of song.
and maybe the wrong person to do it with. Like I say, Odell, man, they out there his head right now.
Man, got to the end of college football weekend, and I want to know you guys' overall summary of college football weekend.
I mean, it's college football. You gotta love it, no matter what. I mean, you see so many great highlights from week one. I was very impressed by Houston and Houston's defense against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So that was a great performance by them, and that's what I like to see in week one.
Okay.
Great weekend. Saturday was, you know what I'm saying, I was up from the opening game of Houston and Oklahoma, watched all the way to the end of Clemson and Auburn was the last game of the night. Georgia and North Carolina was a good game. Bama did what Bama does. Really, I'm just waiting on this Florida State, Ole Miss. That's what I'm really waiting on.
What's the biggest upset of college football weekend?
I would have to go with the Houston over Oklahoma just for starters because Houston is a non-Power 5 conference. They're supposed to be moving to the Big 12. Just them playing Oklahoma, who's been such a powerhouse in the Big 12, you would think that Oklahoma would come out and try to let Houston know that you don't belong. Houston came out and just basically dominated and played with them, from the quarterback Ward to especially that D lineman who was the first 5-star recruit to go to a non-Power 5 conference, Ed Oliver. He was unstoppable. You couldn't block him, and he just made an impact. Then Houston came out and did their thing. Other than that, I would say LSU losing to Wisconsin. LSU being in the SEC, he hates the SEC, but supposedly where the best football is played. I personally thought LSU was going to come out and just run over Wisconsin and see how that went. They took an L, basically relying on Fournette to do everything, and he didn't do much of anything, so they took an L to a Big 10 school. Or Big 12, what are they, Big 10, Big 12 now?
Big 10.
Oh, yeah, Big 10.
Yeah, like I said, Houston, that defense, the 5-star recruit, Ed Oliver, played great. The coach had a bunch of great blitzes lined up for Oklahoma, and they executed really well. So, but the thing I love about college football is like week 1 to week 5 or week 10 is like totally different. So every week you're gonna get something new.
Yeah. Early college football playoff picks, predictions, Keita.
It is early.
Early, super early.
It is early.
Week 1.
Top 4.
Oh man.
Just name them off real. You know you
Gotta say Alabama. Gotta say Florida State.
Okay.
Maybe Michigan. I'm looking at Michigan.
Get out of here.
Maybe Michigan might be.
No way.
Alabama, Florida State.
Blasphemous.
Maybe Michigan, man.
No way.
You got one more.
One more. Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
Florida State, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State. Okay.
Me. I agree with 3. Alabama, of course. They already just looking like they ready to run over whoever. Florida State all day. I'll take Ohio State just because I know Urban Meyer gonna draw that up out there. And then my 4th,
Yeah.
I want to say Clemson just because I like Deshaun Watson, but they coming from the ACC, so Florida State gonna have to knock that off.
Clemson. Now,
Clemson, Michigan State.
Clemson or Michigan State play in or something, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
4 or 5.
Clemson, Michigan State.
So you said blasphemous about Michigan. What's wrong with Michigan?
Michigan ain't there yet.
Why
They not
is Michigan there to the top 4?
They not there yet.
Well, like I say, it's still early.
He said that because they finally got endorsed by Jordan. They something gotta be. They done got endorsed by Jordan, so now they supposed to be playing.
I mean, it's obvious.
No.
Harbaugh is a great coach, and he's a great leader, and I just feel like that program is going in a good direction. Now,
Yeah, I believe
now
that.
being in that conference with Wisconsin would just be LSU, with Ohio State, who we know is a dominant program, and like you mentioned, Michigan State. I mean, it's gonna be tough, but you know, you gotta give them one sleeper, man. Everybody get one sleeper. I'm just gonna.
That's the sleeper.
That ain't sleep.
Ole Miss, Florida State. Tomorrow's game, Monday night's game. Predictions. Orlando, 8 o'clock. I forgot what channel it's on. What's your prediction?
I like Florida State all day. Granted, you know, I think Ole Miss is a good team, but their primary weapons on offense and defense are mostly going from Laquan Treadwell, who went to the NFL, who was their best receiver, to Robert Naghichi, who was a beast on their D-line, who's in the NFL. That's their primary two players. Granted, I'm sure they bring in some recruits, but Florida State, we return a lot. We're breaking in a new quarterback, DeAndre Francois. I feel like we still got Cook. I mean, at the end of the day, that's unstoppable. So, really, I feel like we good on that end. I feel like we still come out with the W.
Yeah, I agree. Florida State should have a pretty smooth day with this one. Ole Miss lost a lot, you know, to the draft, and then, you know, rebuilding a little bit. Florida State brought back pretty much the entire offense. So, with a new quarterback, and he, you know, he's projected to do really well. So, Florida State.
Cook for Heisman?
Cook for Heisman.
Cook for Heisman.